Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teen safer as they grow, like making sure they always have their seatbelt on.
All right, sweetie pie, buckle up. Good job.
Or ring the bell on their bike.
Okay, kid, give it a try. Nice.
Or remember their elbow pads.
Knees too, okay? Yep. There you go.
New Instagram Teen Accounts. Automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences, like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50, code LISTEN50.
What? It always occurs on inauguration always occurs on January 20th, even if it's a holiday. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, plus today's Blue Monday.
Yeah.
Worst day of the year.
Really?
Well, it's always this time.
No,
yeah.
Most depressing day of the year. Isn't that how it's described?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. We're 20. Christmas is gone. New Year's is gone, and I would think it's sometime in February would be the most depressing.
You
day
get your
of the
Blue
year.
Monday in January.
Yeah,
You know what else is blue about it? When it's 58,000 degrees below zero.
But you got a college title game tonight.
Yes,
True.
you do. And
Are you a Notre Dame fan?
Yes, I am.
Did you see the commercial on TV for the Under Armour clothing line, apparently, as the client, where Shane Gillis is in church, clearly a Catholic church, lighting votive candles and praying for Notre Dame?
Okay.
It's unbelievably innocent and nice. I don't get it, how something like that. I'm so thrilled.
People mad at it?
No, I don't think it's just fair. You got to play it.
Okay.
You got to play it.
Was it kind of fun?
Yes, and charming.
Yes.
It's
Well,
not.
you're making. It sounds like they're kind of making fun of the religious angle, right? In some degree.
If they're making fun of anything, I suppose it would be that Notre Dame fans would be praying for a victory.
Oh, yes, they are. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, we are.
But
praying for a
holy
victory.
mackerel! Usually,
Hey, God. It's me, Shane. I haven't been here in a while, but I have a pretty big
See,
prayer
that's
for you.
funny.
Notre Dame's in the national championship on Monday. I know you know, because you've been with us the whole time. A couple weeks ago, that field goal. I know you had a lot going on, so that was pretty chill. You took time to help us with that. I should also say I have not bet on any of these games.
I have not.
All right, I have bet, but going forward, if Notre Dame wins, thou will not bet on games for a month, for a couple weeks. We'll probably bet on Sunday. Come on, God, I know you can help us. Trucking dude, pick sixes everywhere. Even a couple fumblerooskies. Just please let Notre Dame win a national championship.
Hey, what are you praying for?
Praying for Notre Dame. What are you praying for?
Say, Notre Dame.
All right, cool. Shh. What?
Did you go to Notre Dame?
Yeah, I went to Notre Dame.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that was a lie, God. No, I didn't go to Notre Dame. Did you?
No, my Notre Dame.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, shh.
It would be nice.
Shh. Go Irish.
Go Irish.
It would be nice if.
How could that be? It was
would be
so
if
nice.
It would be nice if all America could laugh at that. I'm not sure that is the case, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty. I hope I see the ad. I got to find the ad, but it's pretty good for current standards.
What's
if
what
they
I'm
would have
saying?
that kind of.
Given the desperate condition this country's in,
somehow
that
it's,
was wonderful.
Yes.
Do you place that on the wholesome level as like Kid Rock performing on stage?
No.
Okay, it's different.
Kid's got to be a little young, older now.
He's probably early 50s, mid 50s. Yeah.
Are you a fan of the Notre Dame coach?
I think he's a nice fella. I think he's very sick of being asked how it feels to be the first black coach in the playoff, the first time that two black coaches have met in the semifinals. The first, I think he's a little sick.
Well, he should be. The media keeps that crap up.
It's not him, and he blows it off every time. But the poor blonde who's
from ESPN or whatever,
has been told by the producer she has to ask the question.
Marcus Freeman married an Italian girl from Cleveland in 2010. They have 6 kids. He converted to Catholicism in 2022. He reinstated pregame team mass. His father is retired Air Force and his mom's South Korean. They met when the old man was stationed in Seoul.
Wow.
And Chip Scoggins had a very good Sunday column on this. He and James Laurinaitis were at Ohio. James, the kid from Wayzata, a great linebacker, leading tackler in the history of the Rams and all that stuff. Great kid, great guy. The son of one of the what are the name of the two guys? Were the wrestling,
what was the name of those
the
guys?
wrestling legends? He and Marcus Freeman were roomies and the best of friends at Ohio State. Marcus was a year ahead of him. As a linebacker, Laurinaitis came in, and basically, I think Freeman got hurt, and Laurinaitis played for the rest of his
So Marcus
career.
is going for the college title against his old school.
Yes.
The Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors. And then Laurinaitis was Marcus got Laurinaitis into coaching at Notre Dame as the linebackers coach, but Laurinaitis' goal was always to get back on the Ohio State staff, and so he's now at Ohio State. He's the linebackers coach for Ohio State.
And he's the son of one of the Road Warriors?
One of the Road Warriors who's...
lived in Wayzata?
Well, lived in Wayzata.
Is it mom from here originally? Is that right?
Well, he's from here. The old man's from here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Road
Okay.
Warriors, yeah.
Because it says he was born in Philadelphia.
But I've always told the story that, he committed to the Gophers, right? Laurinaitis, Mace thought he was getting him. And then Ohio State came in, and this was before NIL money, but it was Ohio State. And I was 6 o'clock in the morning after the Gophers played there. I was walking down the corridor down to the gate at Ohio State with the Laurinaitis. And we were BSing, and the old man, great. And every 5 steps, we love your son. We love your son.
Well, which Road Warrior was it?
John. This is John Laurinaitis is the
and we love your son, and then you're saying you kind of getting the idea why he went to Ohio
Maybe made the
State.
switch.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like everybody knew the kid and knew the whole thing. And
Can Notre Dame win this game?
I doubt it very much. Notre Dame, if they weren't all banged up on their defensive line, might be able to beat it. But that was
Neither
one of their
team is
strengths.
full of portal guys, are they? They're pretty much homegrown.
Yeah,
No, well, the quarterback is a Kansas State kid.
I thought they were not portal guys.
The Notre Dame quarterback is Riley Leonard. He's from Wake Forest, and the other
But
guy.
recently from Wake Forest?
Yeah, this is his 5th college year and his first one at Notre
I'll be
Dame.
damned.
And Will Howard is he's at Kansas State for 3 years.
Yeah, so he's the quarterback.
Oh, never mind that. I guess.
Well, the quarterbacks. That's like national free agency.
Right, every year.
If you're not starting at one of the prestigious colleges, you're in the portal. And even if you might have a year of eligibility left at one of the prestigious colleges, you still go into the portal to get a raise, basically, to get more money.
Well, how about the story of who's the kid, the Texas kid? Quinn Ewers was offered or was demanding $6 million from Ohio State for next year, or he just said, bleep it, I'm going to the NFL.
Yeah, he's going to the NFL. And he's the kid that started at Ohio State, Quint, the Texas quarterback, stayed for a semester and realized that C.J. Stroud was going to come back, and he couldn't beat him out. So he went to Texas, and then they ended up playing each other. And he was playing against his roommate, the kid who knocked. I told you this last week. The kid who knocked the ball out of his hands, Weavers, and ran it all the way back, was his roommate for his one semester at the university, which is one of those coinkydinks, and that's what makes sports great.
Yeah.
That's one of those.
But they got to do something about the transfer portal.
can they do?
I know, but they've got to do something.
Now they
Pat.
got the thing with Wisconsin, where they got a guy with a signed contract who just has decided to go to Miami, and Wisconsin is trying. They don't. It's not. He's not like a great player, but as a matter of precedent, they're trying to impose this contract on him and find out if they're legal or not. That when these guys are signing these NIL deals, is that with an agent in the room? Is that a legal document? And I don't know why it's not. So how you can break your contract. But anyway, I'll be watching and rooting for the Irish.
Me too.
What the heck? And,
What are we? Let's switch to the NFL for a moment.
Man,
what are we going to do about the refs
I don't.
with Kansas
I first
City?
wanted to say you were in heaven yesterday.
That was 2 wonderful games.
Oh my God! I saw the
Horrible
forecast.
weather.
I texted it to Joe and I said, "Your day
Patrick
has
was texting
arrived."
me.
I bet at halftime you were a little disappointed because the snow was just kind of
stopped a little,
flurrying.
yeah.
And, they took their break for the 4-minute commercial break. When they came back, the field was covered in
white.
snow.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
That was wonderful.
But the refs have got. I was reading about this as they're trying to make excuses for those 2 roughing the passer calls
It's terrible.
on Mahomes, and they always break out this 70-year-old guy who's a excuse maker for the officials to go on the Monday morning NFL show to read, and apparently we now have a system where every call for this is the instruction to the officials are, if you have doubt, then you should not call the penalty. If you have doubt. If you have except for roughing the passer, if you have doubt, you should call the penalty.
No.
And then, even worse is, if there's any form of head contact, it cannot be reviewed. So if I hit a guy in the chest and my helmet happens to accidentally go up and tick the other guy's helmet, it cannot be reviewed. And the other one, which was more grievous, I thought, when Mahomes basically lays down, he didn't slide. He laid down, and those 2 guys hit their own helmets. They hit each other, and and they're making excuses for this old guy that makes the excuses for him said there was contact with Mahomes' helmet. Well,
BS.
Maybe when the 2 guys bounced off each other's helmets. But,
How about when Mahomes dances along the sideline, almost always hoping they take a shot at him?
He's now made that part of his routine when he goes like this.
Yeah.
When he goes like this. And he did that last year, and he got the call, right?
Yes.
In the one game.
But I'm trying to find a clean version that's not somebody recording their television of Aikman. Aikman ripped the hell out of the refs,
he did.
and that was
Aikman
rightfully
did a
so.
good job.
Did you see Goff get a hit
Oh,
on
my God.
Saturday night?
Now that
No call was.
But that was on an interception. But you still can't hit him in the head.
No, you hit.
Oh, that's a good point, Pat. You're right. It was. Yeah.
It wasn't on a pass. That was.
And then Teddy
But they
comes
still
in.
hit him on the head.
They hit him here. Yeah.
And then Teddy came in and threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Fresh off the high school football field.
Yeah.
Is that your phone? Because I'm going to take it and put it in another room.
Yes, but I'm going to put it down there
Yeah.
because I turned it on vibrate.
Well, turn it off completely.
I suppose I could do that.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm busy doing a show.
Yes.
You know who I feel bad for?
Just got ejected from game
You believe it.
112 24 or 5 in a row.
Yep.
For standing and cheering at the end of the third quarter while we're on defense.
Man, Detroit Dan has got to just be drowning in his
There were
tears.
some weeping blondes in that crowd.
man.
That was a sad-looking
Oh,
crew.
Campbell was weeping.
Yes,
the game,
and
yeah.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree either. There's no
with that.
crying in football.
Well,
He's
especially
very
when you're trying to
emotional.
create this entire tough guy
guy,
mantra deal. Like, come on,
And then
man.
it's on me. It's on me. Well, what's on you?
Yeah.
What's on you? You know?
Well, I think you know what it is, Pat. I think it was he realizes I'm losing my offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm losing my defensive coordinator, and that might have been our
defensive
window.
coordinator is not going to get a head coach.
He's the leader for the Jets job, I
That
heard.
ain't happening.
Okay.
After
got a
that
chance.
Performance?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
We got a chance for 2 weather games Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Isn't L.A. at Washington?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, it's at L.A.
It's in
Oh, that
Philly.
way-
No, it's in Philly. Philly won.
I'm Philly. What am I saying? What am I saying?
Yeah.
L.A. didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking
Philly and
we-
KC.
Washington at Philly. You got weather there,
And then
you got Buffalo at Kansas
That's
City.
a short trip, too. That's a short trip.
That's a
Washington
bus
to
ride.
Philadelphia, yeah.
I was alerted I asked for an update post Bills victory, playoff victory over the Ravens, and saying, what's the atmosphere like? And my friend didn't respond until 2:15 this morning
Okay.
and said, some of us are still at it.
That was, I think that might have been a game between the 2 best teams in the National Football
I agree with
League.
you.
How about the guy who drops the tie and catch?
Ooh, how about the fact that he's the same guy that fumbled when they were going to get ready to go down
How can
the
he go
field?
back to Baltimore?
I don't know. He got the ball punched out
Yes.
the first time, and
Yeah.
then, but that one is
Oh, God.
Leland Reavers catches that one. No
Exactly.
problem.
Well, here's what's funny, too, about that entire setup. Could you imagine if that game and that situation had taken place a year from now? That would have been the last game at that stadium. Those people would have shredded that thing down to nothing. That stadium, there would have been nothing left of that park.
That new one's ready next year?
No, well, next year is their last year at the
okay.
old stadium. Yeah.
Lamar ends up taking the fall for this, though. I mean, he did have 2 interceptions, the first one, but he played fine.
he played great,
But
yeah.
the guy, what are you going to do?
But Josh Allen is impossible not to root for.
I'm rooting for him Sunday.
For sure.
The caliber of play over the weekend was just a bit different than the Vikes. Just a bit different.
Yeah.
You know what? I finally was moved to tweet this. These are not normal human
They're not.
beings.
They're not normal.
They're out there. It's 15 degrees. It's snowing like hell. You're kicking the crap out of each other. The quarterback has his 2 legs separated, and he's back out there trying to play. The rest of them are back out there trying to. These are not, and it's not. Everybody says, well, they're making millions of dollars. Well, when you're a defensive back and you've missed most of the season with a concussion, and you come in and it looks like you might have done it again, and you're fighting to get back on the field, it's not because you're making a lot of money. It's because there's something that drives you to want to be
out there, yeah.
be these guys. And by the way, except for the quarterbacks, a lot of them don't make that much money.
No.
Well,
Well, most of them, the beauty behind the league is that most of them that aren't first round picks aren't making that much money.
No, not compared to other people.
Here's what I'd do.
Okay.
You got a kid somewhere in Kenya right now or Nairobi or something, and he plays soccer. He's got to go full Bryson DeChambeau, involve physics, and learn how to kick a ball 10 yards that automatically spins back to you. The kid will be, they'll use him 5 times a year and he'll make $50 million.
Maybe not. But
There's got to be a way to kick a ball 10 yards.
you said that last week.
Yep, and then
We've all suffered.
boom, comes right back to you.
We've all. What would that be? Geometry or physics? What
It'd
are
be
we
both.
dealing
Be
with?
both.
Yeah.
You'd have to get all the math, and you have to figure, okay, it revolves 72.5 times in the 10 yards I'm kicking it.
Yes.
Now, if I can get it to revolve 71.2 times, it will kick back to me.
There's nothing stupider. Because the number one stupid thing about the new kickoff rules is you got to tell them if you're going to onside kick or
It's
not.
just so
the
dumb.
fun of the onside kick is not telling them, okay?
Yeah.
You know, God, it's
It
terrible.
doesn't work enough to make the onside kick a thing.
4%.
Well, see,
This guy from Nairobi or Kenya,
Yes,
he's now
we're
10.
doing it.
This was discussed in our home the proper way, and I said if I was the coach, I'd tell the kicker, you drill it as hard as you can off that guy's chest and have
yes,
it bounce right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 10 yards away. It's I don't know. It's they're out there. We're worried about concussions. We got to have this comical kickoff routine.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we're dragging people off the field by their legs, like we're coming out like they're.
I got him.
You got guys. You got carts coming out there. You got everything. You got a guy who was dead playing for Buffalo.
Yep.
You know,
He literally was dead.
He's dead, and he's back out there. You think he's playing for the money? No,
Comeback
he's
player of the year.
It doesn't go over well under my roof when I say that Taylor's going to be feeding him with a straw here in about
God,
6 years.
She isn't gonna marry that lout.
Well, I don't know.
She ain't gonna marry that dummy.
Yeah.
I do love that NFL playoffs has become a family thing at the Soucheray home. It's nice to know.
I tried to get Mrs. Reusse to watch last week when the Vikes were playing.
She wasn't
She
interested.
wasn't interested at all.
Was it Housewives Night or what was on the other TV?
Something. I don't know.
Now, can I ask
You know what she's big on? I found out last night.
Shopping channel.
No, the Homestead something. These people are like building houses in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Been on for
Jess
12
watches that one, too.
Been on for 12 years. She's never missed an episode.
But she would never live out there.
Well, hell no. The one yesterday was Hawaii.
Yeah.
I watched a half hour of it because about 10:30 last night. And this woman's trying to build a place on a big island to raise her family. The old man left her with 4 kids. He's out of there. These 3 people show up, but they got a serious pig problem.
Yeah.
They got the big island's full of these wild pigs.
Yeah,
There's
feral.
feral pigs. There's 400,000 on the islands of Hawaii.
Really?
400,000 pigs.
That's a pig problem.
And they are ugly. They ain't the little porkers that squeal around. They
Yeah.
got the hair on them and
Yeah.
all those things.
I don't like that.
So we're building walls to keep the pigs out. And then we build a place where the kids can climb up and shoot the pigs.
Yeah.
And
Apparently money's not a problem for this woman.
well, it is because they kind of doing it for her for free as part of the show, pretty much. So they're helping her out. But yeah, that's what she's watching.
You won't watch American Primeval, will you?
No.
Hygiene problem.
Too dirty.
Yeah, it's too dirty.
Too dirty. I don't know. It's okay if we're walking through. When they pull into town,
Yeah, it's always muddy.
let's have it dry. Let's have it dusty dry. If it's dusty and dry, I'm fine.
I
but if
noticed
it's-
the same thing.
if
Why
it's
is it
mud
muddy?
up to your knees? I ain't watching.
Right.
I don't like mud.
Oh, damn it. Now I got to add mud to the list.
Mud.
Well,
I don't like mud.
I don't. Well, just not when
I
it's
thought the same
whole
thing.
street.
What? It hasn't even been raining.
Yeah,
Why is it
doesn't have
muddy?
to be mud. Let's get a little dust.
Yeah.
Mud, and I think I'm almost positive bad hygiene's already on the list, but
God,
I'll have to
yes.
assess that when I return
I
home.
hate.
They never change clothes.
No. It's,
The clothes get wet and muddy.
I'll probably give it a try, but I'll have to fast forward when they're walking through the mud.
I have a question about your when you watch NFL games now as a family.
They're not watching as a family. There's a couple of TVs.
I was going to say, do you watch it like...
She only watches the Chiefs, right?
That's it. Early game.
So do you guys watch it like Kenny and his wife watch movies in separate rooms?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Or Orville and his wife
Yeah.
would sit in the same
Next to each other.
Sit next to each other, watching different
Separate shows.
television.
Different shows.
Yes, And sometimes a battle of loudness, apparently.
Well, my mom bought, because my dad is deaf, basically. So she bought him the headphones.
Okay.
And that's how he will watch something, because he always has the volume cranked no matter what, so that she can actually watch the TV volume.
Well, the greatest invention is this closed caption.
Oh, God, yes.
I put it on for even
everything.
American shows.
Yes.
Really?
But I need it for slow horses. And I've needed it in American Primeval because they slur their words.
Yeah, I keep it on, too. But we got the loudness problem in our house, too. So, because even though we have very expensive hearing aids to help the missus, we don't wear them around the house. We only wear them when we're going out.
It's like a special occasion deal.
Yeah. And I'll be downstairs 2 levels down and have to go upstairs and say, turn it down, please.
Please.
I've had to do the same thing.
Yeah. But here's the deal. My advice to the youth of America,
All right.
and you're in Minnesota, and you're going to buy a spot, that was built in the 60s. And it's not that big, but for some reason, these idiots built it at 4 levels, A small room couple of rooms upstairs, down again, and then down to the dungeon, 4 levels. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to keep the temperature this, because if you got her going 75 upstairs, 2 floors below it's 65.
Right.
So be careful about that when you're buying your house.
What are you suggesting? Maybe 2 floors max?
Yes, I'm suggesting that you be smarter than Uncle Pat was in 1988.
I did forget to mention we do need a pause during this edition of Monday Night Sports Talk.
We'll get a pause eventually.
That's fine with me.
All right.
The Wild are playing as we speak.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. The NHL.
The Timberwolves are playing.
How many? I got to ask you a question. Yeah. We used to have Dirk Graham playing here, black guy playing for the North Stars.
Yeah.
I don't see many black kids playing anyway. It looked like we were having a little influx of black guys in the NHL.
Who's the guy we traded to Buffalo? Greenway? Isn't he African American?
I don't know.
Jordan Greenway?
Maybe sort of.
I thought he was.
Halfsies? I don't know.
Maybe the Timberwolves are over already. No, that was 1. They started at 1. They're probably still playing.
I will get you a score.
The Wilds are at Colorado at 2 o'clock.
Dude, boy, that's a good thing for the. You might even have the scores in your St.
Might
Paul
get the scores in the paper
of the Star Tribune. You ain't getting many scores lately. The other night when they started at 8:40.
The Wolves are up 39-30 over the Memphis Grizzlies with
How are
5
our
minutes
Wild
to go
doing?
in the second quarter.
But how about the fact that I wonder if any of our Wolves appreciate they're playing in Memphis on MLK Day.
Oh, good point.
That's a rather historic place to be playing.
Is that the home of the Lorraine Motel?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Still kept there as a historical site. Should I do a pause?
Yes, please. That'd be great. And hear from the Valley Group of GM dealers.
I was out watching the granddaughter's hockey game the other day.
All right.
And she now has a couple of friends who are old enough to drive when they go to the game, 16 years old. SUVs. She got the SUV. I like that. I
don't like that they're driving at 60.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like the SUV.
All right.
I'm 3 years away.
Right now, 60. When they hit 16, these kids, it's time for the SUV, and there's no better place than Buick. They have 4 different varieties. You don't want the big honker for the kids. You want either the Envision or the Encore, the 2 smaller ones. But the price, the stock, first of all, at Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers is immense. 100 and some vehicles out there, most of them SUVs. And here's the deal. Low interest rates, good factory rebates. They're ready to move them because you got to make room for the new ones here. It's that time of year. So Jim Paul and Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM dealers. Hastings, Apple Valley. Get that 16-year-old an SUV so she can go play hockey. Come on, let's go here.
Two quick things, Joe. Your Wilds are up 1-0 over the Colorados.
All right. That would be an upset.
That would be an upset. Pat, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What in the hell with Major League Baseball? I'm done. I'm not. They're not getting a dime from me next year.
And
screw the entire system.
Apparently, they tried to defer some of this kid's $72 million.
This is ridiculous.
So
what the Dodgers are doing.
Where is the commissioner? Why doesn't he say you cannot? You pay the full freight for the luxury tax on this. We're not letting you defer this. And if they want to fight with the commissioner, make the Dodgers take him to court. You think the Dodgers want to take the commissioner to court?
That's a good point.
I don't think so. Let him issue an edict. And by the way, there is no chance in hell that there will be a 2026 baseball season without some form of a salary cap. They can get out of it after this season, the owners. And the other 25 teams or 23 teams that aren't the big spenders aren't going to put up with this anymore.
It's ridiculous.
It is. It's $72 million for a pretty good relief pitcher that some other teams wanted.
Who, oh, by the way, has had 2 decent seasons. The last
I told
2.
you the bar is being lowered for greatness.
Oh, God. Oh,
you're right.
Every sport, but yes. But it is. They wanted a left-handed reliever. Some other teams were going to get him. They already took the. I also told you that the third Japanese guy was going to end up with the Dodgers for sure, and they're already trying to figure out ways to pay him more money. But they got to do something.
Can I tell you what else I would have done with Ohtani when I signed him? I'd say this contract is contingent on you learning to speak English. No, I'm not being racist.
I think he can. He just doesn't.
I'm saying you're a representative of this club. We're one of the major clubs in baseball.
You are the face of the league.
You are the face of the league. You need to speak English.
And I'm sure he can. He just doesn't want to.
Well, that's BS. Let's hear from you, son.
Mm-hmm. Well, who was it here? Jose Barrios could speak it perfectly, and he didn't.
We had that Japanese guy.
The interpreter.
They sent us the wrong one.
Wrong guy.
Yeah.
Nishi was. I can't remember. Did we use it? We used a.
Yeah, he had an interpreter.
He had a guy that was his guy. He had a guy.
That was a mistake.
He also was married to a famous
pop star,
Japanese pop star, and the second year he was here, she dropped him. Huh. She wasn't around anymore, and there were young assistants hanging around with him out in the backfield there. So,
isn't that the great line from TK?
What?
That kid can't play.
Yeah, well, that was the greatest. He picks up Darky at the airport. They aren't out of the grounds yet, and he says, Dark says, "How's the Japanese kid?" And he said, "He can't play." Haven't even played an exhibition yet.
Took TK 2 seconds to come to that conclusion, and he was right.
Billy got convinced that they needed an infielder, which they did, but he thought we were going to do Japanese business over there or something. I don't know what it was.
I'm surprised Gardy did. There was one game where I told you this. I was surprised Gardy just didn't go out and bring him in.
Come on in, kid.
Just say, we're going to play with 8 people.
I think the first game he played was in Milwaukee, wasn't it? In Milwaukee, and they hit a hard one to him, and they kind of turned his head and said, went through him, and I said, what's going on here? I guess I was in spring training that year.
Did you pay any attention to golf?
Nope. I watched maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Straka's, he's an Austrian, right? He's from Austria.
Yeah. But the lead was too big. I didn't get interested.
Yeah, plus, who are these?
It turned out it was.
Why are they 900 below?
Only a 2-shot win, but it was.
Why are they so far under par on that golf course?
I don't know. It's not that easy. No. There was some rookie that got a 13 on one of the holes.
Now this is the Palm Springs tournament. This
This
is the
is
old Bob Hope.
the American Express. We played the final round in La Quinta.
So that's the old Bob Hope.
It's got to be what the Bob
old
Hope
Bob
has
Hope,
become.
Yeah.
Am I?
Why don't we? What's wrong with Bob?
Yeah.
You know, in his memory. Why don't we still name it the Bob Hope?
That's right.
Am I still within my time limit?
For what?
Can't see it. And it's going to fall for a double. Nishi just looking up. He had his glove up by his eyes. And then at the last minute just put his palms out. And the ball landed in front of him.
Okay.
So you
Then
could
Gardy
tell
went
that
out and put his
Gladdy
arm around him.
You could tell that Gladdy already was
Oh God,
just
yes.
down on him. Yeah.
Oh, hey, we should ask Pat. Tell me this was Smalley's decision.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is.
Okay.
You know, I loved him. I thought he was really good on TV for a while. But by the last couple of years, he'd lost interest, don't you think?
Oh, okay. Well, because I loved when he did the games.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay, he was okay, but he wasn't like he used to be really inside.
Okay, so he just was, okay.
And he did fewer, and he's 70-something, and he's got the other job in the financial business, and now I think he's got grandkids now.
So unlike you two,
He retired.
Well, from that.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
We could retire from this show.
Sure, I mean, but yeah, who wants to do that?
Right.
Come on.
Anyway, Seth
I
Straka.
got a problem here. I know it's Inauguration Day, and we're waiting for all this stuff, but how about a little pub for Martin Luther King Day?
Oh, that's a good
Why don't
point.
we do? We
I'm
not
sure they've had some.
do any ceremony.
Well, they had a.
Is this where the hockey team plays?
Yes, that's Capital One Arena.
And
there
the
in upper
basketball
corner.
team?
Yes.
Why is he so late? He's eating too much lunch. What the hell? He's fattening up.
They did have, Pat, they did have a pastor. I thought Johnny said this on GL, but apparently he did recite the King's speech. I hope I have that information correctly to answer your
At the
inauguration.
Well,
Yep.
that's good. That's good. By the way, I'm going to say it here
Oh, boy.
to our whole audience.
Here we
You
go.
know why he went indoors, don't you?
It's too cold.
B as in B.
What do you think? Not enough people?
He was afraid there'd be 10,000 people there, and then the TV had spent all day showing you that there were 100,000 when Obama did it, and they were all the way back to Lincoln.
Well, I also think that he and his team were probably worried about safety concerns.
How about Obama showing up without the wife?
Yes.
And just like she didn't also go to the Carter funeral.
No.
What's the deal, Pat?
Well,
What's
they
the
said
inside?
She was not feeling well, but I don't know what for the Carter thing. They didn't make an excuse for this. So I don't know if we're having difficulties or not.
Oh, I had suggested earlier that it might be the game of flaws in the Obama household.
Oh, it could be, yeah. Could be, but then again, he was sending out the... did she just have a birthday? Was he sending out the big greetings about the love of his life and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of happy when they were at Carter's funeral that Barack and he made a couple of jokes to each other.
Barack and who?
Trump.
Yeah, they were yucking it up.
Yeah.
Barack said, I think Barack's smart enough to. I was surprised he joined in the boycott of the presidential luncheon. Though.
You know who did not, though, is Kamala gave them both the look. Like, what are you talking to my guy for? When that at the Jimmy Carter funeral.
I don't think Kamala and Joe had got along too good.
No, I think it might have been a rocky last couple of.
Joe said, everybody talked me out of running, and then this happens. You know, he would have gotten beat too, but I'm not sure how much worse he would have gotten beat. So, anyway, what the hell?
What are you going to do?
I'm just gonna hang in there and see what it does, and see every once in a while. Now, I had a guy I tweeted out a couple weeks ago. A Happy New Year to all the non-Nazis out there. To all non-Nazis out there, I'm a positive Pat. And some guy said, I was calling the Trump supporter. Trump wasn't mentioned. It wasn't mentioned.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just very generic.
Yeah. And the guy said, yeah, you called. No, I didn't. I wasn't. No.
But you were hoping for that reaction.
Well, not necessarily.
Maybe.
No, but I mean, there's you know, there's a whole lot of Trump supporters that I wouldn't describe as Nazis. You know,
I didn't say you are one.
Yes, right.
No chance for weather tonight for the college game because it's at that damn Mercedes Dome.
We Atlanta?
No,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
no,
Yeah.
or Dallas?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. All right. Well, go Irish.
Go Irish.
You got Cecil, Jane Cecil McDonough Ricey, Peggy O'Malley McDonough, and Helen McDonough O'Rourke.
You got Jimmy.
Rooting like hell for you tonight.
You got Jimmy McHale, Paul McHale, Bob McHale, Uncle Boyd. Who else you got? You got a bunch of Alice's.
And you got Mary Helen.
You got Mary Helen McHale. There's a contingent here.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Now, my one Notre Dame, the last time they won it, I was there with Lou, beat West Virginia.
88?
88 or 9.
Is my aunt's daughter my niece?
Your aunt's daughter is your niece.
Yeah.
She went to Notre Dame.
No, your aunt's daughter is your
just
cousin.
a cousin of some kind.
Well, anyway, she went to Notre Dame.
She went to Notre Dame. Yeah.
Unlike Shane Gillis.
Judy went to Notre Dame. He had to lie, and he told God he lied.
Sorry, I lied.
I'm sorry, I
didn't go there.
Not going to bet ever again. Maybe in a month.
Maybe tonight.
Who is he? I don't even know.
Shane Gillis? He's the guy that does Trump on SNL.
Oh.
He's a comedian.
No, he isn't.
Isn't that him? Or no, you're right. He doesn't do the Trump impersonation.
There's a guy on SNL who does
That's
Trump,
right. That's
but
right.
I don't
got that
think it's
mixed up.
Shane Gillis.
No, it's not. You're right.
But Shane Gillis happens to do a Trump that is very good.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
think I've watched the SNL in 2
I watch it
years.
Saturday night specifically hoping that
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle monologue would be gangbusters, and I didn't think it was. Reavers liked it.
I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't think it was funny.
But I love Dave Chappelle, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask.
Too serious right now, though. You got.
He's cerebral.
We want you to just. I'll tell you, he was funny in the day, man.
Oh my God.
He was funny. Anywho.
Anywho's.
By the way, I tried to watch your girl that you were told, Nancy Glazer or whatever it is.
You didn't like Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer. She's more obscene than I.
Than the five of us combined when we're not recording.
She is, yeah.
We were heavy into oral gratification 8 seconds into her bit.
One of the things I was going to suggest.
You gotta slide into that, I think.
Pat, one of the things I was going to suggest was she was doing a roast. I don't remember who for, but Blake Griffin was part of it. You remember Blake?
Wasn't she doing the Brady roast?
Yes, but she's done several.
Oh.
But Blake Griffin was one of the other roasters, and she was suggesting things that she'd like to do to young Mr. Griffin. And everyone said, wow, is this inappropriate?
Yeah, she goes over the top.
Oh, yeah. Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. There's none of that.
She doesn't meander.
It's none of that.
She gets to the point.
She does, yes.
Get to the point.
I'm out of here.
See ya.
She's not like me writing a column. She gets to the point.
I got to look for you when I read Pat. I'll go, let's see how far down that lead is. Oh, today's not bad. 6 paragraph down. That's not bad.
My uke, I almost got right into it. No, my Viking column, I almost got right into it. I did have to have 3 or 4 graphs on the fever pitch before I got into that. So,
all right. See ya.
That's the way it works. I don't know. See you later. Goodbye. This is Patrick Reusse for the Canopy Group. With your football team in the playoffs, you're excited about the many ways they can secure a victory. Why settle for anything less in your insurance coverage? Don't stick with just one agent representing one company. That wouldn't make any sense. At the Canopy Group, they offer you more with 16 different insurance companies and a team of 50 skilled insurance professionals. They give you the options you need to ensure your home and auto are always covered at the best rates. And they do this every year at your renewal. No more one-size-fits-all coverage. Just comprehensive solutions tailored to your needs at the best rates. To speak with an agent and receive your free quote, call 800-967-3389 or visit thecanopygroup.com. That's thecanopygroup.com.